What is up, guys? Welcome to the channel. I'm Mike and this is Mike's Gourmet Kitchen. Today we're doing things a little bit differently. We're at the Vaal River in South Africa and we're going to be preparing a delicious creamy chicken potjiekos. It's basically a stew that we prepare over a fire in a cast iron pot. It's really nice to enjoy with some friends, family, having a few beers with all the boys out here, and yeah, doing some fishing in the background. There's light drizzle in there at the moment, so yeah, please stay tuned.
Hold up.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Mike's Gourmet Kitchen. Thank you for joining us today, and today's video we're going to be preparing a delicious chicken curry with some cream. Right here, we're going to start right off the bat chopping some onions. I'm using red onions, they're nice and sweet. For about 4 people I'm using 2 red onions, 1 kilo of chicken, 400 grams of mushrooms, some garlic powder, cardamom pods, fennel seeds, and then I'll mention all the rest of the spices later. So we're just going to start off by chopping our onions, then moving on to the mushrooms, and then we're going to get them in a nice hot pan while the cast iron pot we'll be using next to the fire. Cool thing about today's video is we are actually at the Vaal River in South Africa. We've got some friends' property here, so we came out for the weekend. All the guys just want to spend a good weekend away from home. It was about an hour's drive, and we thought, you know what, let's cook some good food. We always sleep better and fish better when you have good food. All right, moving on to our fire. I am going to be cooking the potjiekos, or the cast iron pot, on wood. So we're not going to be using gas or briquettes or anything like that. I'm just getting some fire starters ready, broken up to 3 pieces, and then I'm going to get some small twigs going and then add the bigger logs on top. I'm just going to be using about 3 or 4 logs in total for the entire 2.5 hour cooking. You want to keep the heat not too high, not too low. You'll see this when you add the pot on top with the oil and you add the onions. If the onions go brown too quickly, you know it's too hot. Just reduce the heat slightly by removing some of the coals and just keep it at the temperature all the way through. You want it to steam and gently cook the meat, not burn everything. Okay, there we're going. Getting our fire nice and hot. There we can see the beautiful logs all caught fire. The wind on this day was pretty hectic. We had at least a great spectacular view, as you can see there in the background. We're going to go ahead now, just break it apart, get the coals separated. We did take some of the logs, press them down, break them up in coals, and then we just add our cast iron pot on top. We did struggle quite a bit to actually get it to balance properly. But once that was sorted out, it was smooth sailing from there. Now we're just going to add about 4 tablespoons of olive oil, and then we're going to get it nice and hot. We're not adding our mushrooms yet, we're just adding the onions, getting it nice and hot. If we add the mushrooms too early, they are going to get broken apart. It'll cook down to absolutely nothing. You won't even recognize the mushrooms in the pot a bit later, especially when it's going to be cooking for about 2.5 hours. So our chicken, I used normal frozen chicken. The reason I used frozen chicken was it contains a lot of moisture and we had to travel quite a distance without fridges and stuff available. So it was frozen solid. I had it thawed and then defrosted, and then we just gone ahead now and add it to the pot. It adds quite a bit of moisture to the pot. And then we're adding about 2 tablespoons of salt, You want to get the flavor profile going nicely. And about 1.5 tablespoons of coarse black pepper. Okay, now moving on to our spices. We're using about 2 tablespoons of traditional chili powder. Followed by 2 tablespoons of turmeric. And then we're adding some dried chilies. You can add about 2 or 3, they're not that spicy. They just give a nice, when they dry it for so long, they actually give a nice sweet spicy flavor for some reason. I don't know the exact reason why, but it tastes really good. And now for the last part, I'm actually adding some garum masala, about 1.5 tablespoons. Off camera, I did add cardamom pods, some fennel seeds, about 3 cardamom pods crushed, some fennel seeds, and I did add 2 bay leaves to the mixture as well. Okay, there we go. All the spices are in. We're not adding the cream or anything yet. We're going to give this a nice mix through now. Get it nice and cooked, about 70-80% cooked. And then we'll add the cream a little bit later. We don't want the cream to reduce down too quickly and then end up burning to the bottom side of the pot. With our chicken now started to cook, you can see all the moisture inside there that came from inside the chicken that was all inside. We're just going to go ahead now and add the potatoes. The potatoes will actually absorb some of the moisture and they'll get nice and soft. Potatoes take quite a while to cook, so especially these potjiekos potatoes, they take quite a while, so we want to get them nice and soft and before we add the cream a little bit later. And now the last part, we're adding our mushrooms. We're about 1.5 hours in. Adding our mushrooms, they cook pretty quickly in about 10 minutes. One nice and firm, and then we're going to go ahead and add our fresh cream and also a tub of double thick cream. It just helps to get all the proteins to dissolve easily in the mouth, gets it nice and tenderized, and it gives an all-around great flavor. This potjiekos almost tasted like chicken korma, just minus the coconut. Once you've added the cream, you can just go ahead and give it all a gentle stir through and let it simmer for about 35 minutes and it should be done. And there we go, that's our finished product. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do enjoy the video, drop a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Okay, now for the final part of the video, you can give this a taste. Grab some of the potato. Looks absolutely amazing. Smells magnificent. You smell the chili powder, masala, cream, all of it mixed in together, cooked together for about 2.5 hours. Let's give it a taste. Oh, it's soft, falls from the bone. Hot. I promise you, if you make this for your friends and family, they'll never leave you. It's absolutely amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please drop a like, comment and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
hold up.